there, have you ever done burpees? If so, you may love them or hate them, or maybe like most of us, you love to hate them, but you probably will never forget them because burpees are a very intense, full body cardiovascular conditioning exercise, and they have been called under a little bit of scrutiny, and there are some fitness coaches that are even calling for burpees to be banned. You see, they believe that we should never, ever do burpees, that they have no place in a proper fitness program. But before I weigh in and give you my 2 cents on the issue, let's back up and talk about what a burpee is. When you do a burpee, you squat down, put your hands inside of your feet, you thrust your feet out so that you're in a push-up position, the top of a push-up position, thrust your feet back in, stand up, and depending on who's coaching that day, you may even jump. So, why are some fitness professionals up in arms about burpees and really don't like them, would like to see them eliminated from fitness programs? They cite 4 reasons, and 4 very serious reasons. Number 1, they believe they're bad for your knees. Number 2, they're bad for your back. Number 3, they're impractical. You don't need that movement in life. And number 4, some coaches jack up the programming. They have you do too many, do them too quickly, or both. So, what do I have to say about this whole issue? Are burpees bad? Should they be banned? Well, first I'm going to tell you, I do use burpees, both in my personal workouts and with my client workouts. And I'm going to tell you why I love them and how I address the 4 issues raised by the fitness community. I love burpees because they are an amazingly tough conditioning exercise that uses the entire body. Number 2, the up-down component of burpees is taxing on the cardiovascular system, so you can get a lot of bang for your buck. You can get a lot of work done in a very little bit of time with burpees. You don't have to do them very long to get an effect. And number 3, doing burpees or learning to master the burpee cultivates and requires a certain level of mental toughness. And quite frankly, I love to leave the gym feeling accomplished, walking taller, prouder, and more confident because I know that I've conquered something that is pretty tough to do. And I like to give that feeling to my clients as well. So Coach Concita, does that mean that you don't care if we blow out our backs and our knees and if we never need to do this in life? Absolutely not. I know that if burpees, as is the truth with any exercise, are done improperly, that they can be bad for your back, your knees, your wrists, your elbows. But guess what? I can say that same thing about some of the industry sweethearts, like push-ups, like planks, like deadlifts. Almost any exercise, if not done with proper form or done in a way that is appropriate for that person's fitness level, can be bad for any and every joint and muscle in your body. So, how do I coach my clients to do burpees so that we don't blow out knees and we don't blow out lower backs? Number 1, I have my clients place their hands, and I would suggest you place your hands between your feet, not on the outside of your feet, because that gives you a better chance at keeping a flat back and not a rounded back. I coach my clients to start with burpees with very wide legs. Again, giving you more balance and making it easier to get deep enough into that squat to touch the ground without rounding your back. Number 3, if they can't do that, I have them start burpees, and I would suggest you start burpees with your hands on a surface that's higher than the ground, like a plyometric box or a bench. And then finally, if you do not have the core strength and endurance to maintain at the top of a push-up position and just hold that without feeling it in your lower back or without your hips sinking, then you will, 1, definitely want to be on an incline, and 2, you don't want to thrust out into that push-up. You want to walk your feet out into that push-up because it's a little bit less challenging and a lot safer for you if you have those limitations. Let's address the 3rd concern, that burpees are impractical and that unless you play football or rugby, you really don't need to get down and get up that way. That's absolutely true. But here's also what I believe as a trainer to busy women with full lives who want to get in great shape without obsessing over food and fitness. There can be some things that you do just because they're fun, just because they're tough, just because it's a good feeling to be able to conquer them. And when you are coached to do them in a way that mitigates or minimizes the risk for hurting your knees or your back, they can be absolutely exhilarating, fun, and something that you enjoy talking about with your fellow fitness participants when you can finally conquer that burpee. You know, getting in shape is serious business, but it doesn't have to be all white coats and clipboards. Okay, so then the final thing is that some coaches program burpees improperly. They have you do them too long or too quickly. I absolutely agree, and that's why it pays to work with a qualified coach who knows you, knows your limitations, and can coach you on how long and how many and on the pace of your burpees. But in general, if you start to feel things in your lower back, if your form gets sloppy on any exercise, it's time to either slow down or quit, take a rest. So my name is Coach Concita with Great Shape Fit Club, and that's my 2 cents on whether or not burpees are bad and whether or not burpees should be banned. Thanks for watching.